Okay, sorry about that. So all of a sudden there was a truck, and then there were like dogs barking, and then the drums started, and so here I am back with brown dog, who is probably not a good dog, but anyway, I was trying to teach him to sit, um, but I don't see him often enough that I've been able to continue with that training. But here I am at the temple. As you can see, we now have these beautiful stone benches here, and I am so excited to be at the temple because I have been too sick to come. And not that I've so much been too sick to come, I've been in too much pain to sit on the floor, which is, when you're here at the temple and you're doing puja, you're doing the daily ritual, you have to sit on the floor unless you're like in a wheelchair or something like that. And so I've just been avoiding it because I didn't know really what else to do. But today I really I made myself do it, and I survived, and I am okay. I am very, very okay. And people may think like, wait a minute, why are you having so much pain? Why are you having all this pain for so long? What's going on? And there's actually quite a few of us that are having physical problems, physical pain, pain with no cause, weird injuries, and the people that aren't are doing like heavy physical labor. So it really seems like our bodies are having to go through this in order to reach a higher vibrational level or something, that we need to clear out the energy in our physical bodies in order to be able to accept the new energy upgrade that we're getting. I know, because we are not just spiritual people, we inhabit bodies. And the physical body is a part of our being. Even though our beings are huge and vast, they are not limited to our physical bodies, but the physical body is a part of our being. And if things that happen in the spiritual realm affect the physical body, things that happen to the physical body affect our, spiritual and, our bodies on other levels, other energy levels. So, yeah, just because you're a spiritual person doesn't mean you're like totally 100% healthy all the time. And so many spiritual people have a lot of bad, bad habits. Like when I see spiritual people eating meat, like, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I just, I just don't know how spiritual you can be if you're like killing animals and eating them. I just don't, that just doesn't work in my head. Um, yeah, if you're a spiritual person, you really need to be not eating death, okay? You really need to not eat death, and go vegetarian, go vegan. Smoking, alcohol, drugs, including psychedelics, yeah, you gotta get rid of those too. Sorry. Sorry. Chemicals that are affecting your system, really, because we want to come to a very sort of stable space. And we don't want our brain chemistry going up and down and whatever. We want very steady brain chemistry. We want to try to keep our bodies in good physical condition so that when things like this happen, we can respond to it with, resilience. So, yeah, an interesting thing. I was reading about Vedic cosmology in this really interesting book called Mystical Universe. I'm not done reading it yet. I'm not sure if I would recommend it. It's definitely an interesting read. The author is he puts in a lot of like the ISKCON version of Vedic philosophy in it, which ISKCON kind of has their own thing, the Krishna Consciousness Society, and that's fine, that's their own thing, but I don't think it really represents Hinduism, honestly. But anyway, interesting Vedic cosmology where he talks about how our minds and our bodies are not our own. But, like, what does that mean? And, in the Vedic version of the cosmos, other beings might be using other beings are using our minds and bodies. That, beings from other dimensions exist and they are a part of our bodies. For example, bacteria, right? Bacteria exist on a different sort of dimension because they're so small and we don't really notice them, but they use our bodies. This also happens, in like other dimensions as well. And I had a vision of this once during one of the Aushada experiences where I became aware of, different little worlds and realms that could be accessed through the energy centers in my bodies, and that these little worlds and realms had beings in them. So yeah, so I don't know. So I don't know what this pain has to do with any of that, but I think there is a connection. And I really wonder, like, what's happening to all these other little people or whatever other beings are using my body in whatever dimension they're in. Yeah, interesting stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be done with that today. I have been up all night and it is dawn, it is after dawn, and it's time for me to go to bed. So, Nityanandam, everyone.